The PDC, the World Series wouldn't have been a thing without Simon Whitlock.
He was playing before I even started.
I haven't played my best darts yet. I've played really good darts though, and I know I can play a bit more steady.
Obviously I don't know him that well. I've seen him play 2 games so far.
Amazing stuff from Whitlock!
He absolutely changed the face of darts in Australia.
Simon Whitlock is single-handedly the most important factor in the growth of darts in Australia.
Bullseye for the match, and he's got it! Simon Whitlock! That man called the Wizard! Now we know why!
I think my first impression of Simon up close was that he was quite imposing. He's very tall.
I was a bit shy to speak to him when I first met him.
I was kind of struck by the sort of humility. It was kind of shy really, and you just wouldn't expect it from somebody who presents himself in the way that he does, with a big beard and ponytail and this sort of wizard moniker that he goes under.
You know, once you speak to Simon, you realise how nice he is and stuff like that, and then it soon kind of makes you feel more comfortable actually speaking to him.
He's a quiet guy. Quiet most of the time. Typical Australian bloke. Tells the worst dad jokes ever.
He's incredibly organic with his sense of humour. He'll just say something straight off the bat like that and he'll not even think about it.
There was never a place that he went where people didn't recognise him, and I was like, what is going on? Oh, you that bloke from darts? And he'd be like, nah, I'm a wrestler. Nah, that's not me, that's, or whatever. But it'd be everywhere, at Tesco, Costco, anywhere he went.
What you see is what you get. This is me. I've always had long hair, I've always had a bit of a beard and that, so I'm just still the same old person. I work in a photograph framing factory. That was my very first job and I hated every minute of it. I did that for 2 years and then my dad said to me one day, do you want to come and do some brickies labouring? I went, yep, you've got me. Great day that. Wasn't introduced into darts until I was about 10. One day my dad said, oh, do you want to throw a dart? I said, no, not really. And he made me throw a couple and that was it. And then getting on to the age of 15, he said again one day, do you want to play darts tonight? I said, oh really? I went, yeah, okay, I'll have a go. And that was the start of everything.
He was playing before I even started and stuff like that, so I remember him on TV and that. But I do think it's the love of the game that keeps him intrigued to play and wants to play, like I said, local leagues and stuff like that. That's what he enjoys doing. He just likes to go out and just play darts.
He genuinely just loves playing darts, which is why you'll see him at the club playing the local darts on a Wednesday or Thursday night, because to him it's not about the money, it's just about his love of darts and always wanting to be good, wanting to push himself further, wanting to improve himself.
He's not someone who lives on social media and looks at everybody's responses to what he's doing in his career. This is about what he wants to do. He still loves to play the game of darts, and with some players that have dropped off, and you could classify me in that group there, it's a case of Simon always loves to compete. Tony David won the World Championship in 2002. I won the Players' Championship in 2010. That did not shake the TV broadcasting in the country. But when he made the final against Phil Taylor, everything changed.
Next bit. Double 16s for the big one! South Phil!
He absolutely changed the face of darts in Australia, to the point that before Simon became a name in the PDC, the darts in Australia wasn't even shown live on TV.
Wants the bull for a pellet!
Playing Phil Taylor in a world final, the best player who's ever lived at this game, was scary. I'd been practicing so hard for about 3 months. I was on the board every single day, putting many hours in. I was so prepared for that tournament. And yeah, I had already plotted my way through to the final. I knew I was playing Phil in the final. I knew exactly who I was going to play. As long as they won, I was going to make that final. They were totally behind Phil. It was tough. It was like being thrown to the slaughter, you know.
I think he has helped my darts at certain junctures of my career, and some of the time he's helped my career when he didn't even know it.
I just like helping people, to be fair, and you know, I'll always help people who need help, especially if you know, if they're good people and I trust them, then I'll help them all day long.
It's no coincidence that I got a tour card from doing his practice routines myself. It's just the work ethic that he has is I don't think second to none. So.
When I was coming through the DPA ranks in Australia and he was playing for Darts Australia, which is the other side, the BDO side, he was going towards playing at Lakeside back in 2008, and he ultimately made the final against 𝗪𝗶𝗶𝗁𝗪. I was going through the PDC ranks with the DPA, and we had this battle somewhat constructed by all of the darts people in Australia that I was the best in the PDC and he was the best in the BDO, and we were going to have some sort of clash at some point. So we were jostling with each other.
I would like to say one thing actually, because this has been playing on my mind since Christmas. Simon Whitlock, you're not #1 in Australia anymore. I am. I'm above you, baby.
I had a debt to pay to Australia for what they did for my game and my career. And I also had a debt to Simon Whitlock as well that I wanted to pay and I ultimately couldn't pay.
And so now Paul Nicholson, the adopted Aussie, is potentially 2 darts from winning the World Cup.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, a few sad moments.
Low, double 10 to be a World Cup winner.
36.
He has missed.
We both had chances to win it. Paul missed and then I missed.
It's all too much. You can tell by the players' faces.
Nicholson and Taylor have blown their chances. Can Whitlock take his? Double 5.
When we were defeated in the World Cup final against England, Simon was the stronger of us. I was completely heartbroken. And he was the one who was tapping me on the shoulder saying, it's going to be okay, we'll have another try next year. And I was saying for the year leading up to that I wanted to win it for him.
I don't remember speaking to him much about it. I know he was really gutted and like just didn't take it too well. I mean, I probably took it a little bit better than him, but I don't know. I mean, it's just one of those things. You lose and you carry on. You grow from it. Moving to the UK and getting in the Premier League worked perfect for me, and I've never looked back, to be fair. That was my dream. I wanted to be playing the best every week and just living the dream, being a professional dart player at that stage. I know it's only one leg of darts, but it was great. I mean, Andy Hamilton, he was throwing first, he hit the 180. Then I hit one back. And it was all about him. He went 2 triple 20s, next 2 darts, and then he missed with the next, and then I hit the next 180, and then I don't know what he got next shot, but I knew I needed to hit the 141, and when I hit it, it was just the best feeling ever.
18 for Simon Whitlock. Oh my goodness! Amazing stuff from Whitlock. A 9-dart finish on finals night.
It's possible I could have won some more if Phil wasn't around. I lost a few times to Phil, but yeah, I mean, I'll just keep going and always think positive. I'm always a positive person. When I can hit 2180s in a match and set a world record, like, that's good. That's a great feeling.
I think the fact that he moved across from Australia to focus his whole life on darts, the thing that he wanted to do, has made him very driven in the sport. There have been a few times in his career where it's looked like he's going to drop down the rankings and maybe even, you know, out of the top 32 and eventually off the tour, but he's somehow found a way to bounce back, where other players that have been in similar positions to him have actually ended up losing the tour card altogether. So he's just got this sort of resilience, this sort of single-minded focus. Again, living with him, I learned that he went to a lot of local tournaments. I used to go with him sometimes, you know, playing the same event as Simon Whitlock, but I would lose first round and he would win in the final. Yeah, and he'll do whatever it takes to extend his darting career, because darts is his life.
You know, he puts so much effort into it, like he does practice all the time and stuff, and he wants to do really well, and I think that's what you see with some other players. They have their highlights, but then they kind of dip because they just kind of lose that killer instinct. But I think Simon's still got that killer instinct. He's just been a bit unlucky in some of the games that he's played on the stage, but the game's still there. He just needs that lucky little run through to get the confidence back and just to smash it up.
I think Simon Whitlock's got at least 5 more years within the top 64 in the world. I want him to have that one more run though. Maybe it's another European Championship to add to the one he's already got, or maybe that one more World Championship stint. But I don't think he's finished. He's going through a process at the moment of rediscovery with equipment, and he's someone who will discover what he needs.
Yeah, I'm continuously thinking, how can I improve my game? How can I make my darts better? How can I, change just the flight, stems, like anything what will make them fly better for me. If someone says, oh, can you make me a set of those points? I'll go, yeah, no problem.
Yeah, no, he's like changed my points so they stop dropping out of the board and stuff, and he keeps going, you need longer points, you need longer points. I'm like, no, you leave my points at the same length. But no, he does, like roughen them up and stuff so they don't fall out. Like, he's really like clued up with that.
I always tinker with points. It's always to do with grip for my finger because I hold 2 fingers on the point to start with. So if it's slippery, my darts can go anywhere. I need a nice rough grip on them. So I developed a point out of some files, which is probably the best point I've made so far. I've tried welding rods, I've tried brazing rods, I've tried Allen keys, which were very good because they weren't too slippery. Because they had the 6 sides on them, they sort of fit in your fingers really nice. But yeah, the diamond points are fantastic for me. They're not so good for boards. If the boards are soft, they can sort of affect what may happen. They can pull the fibres out. But if you get a nice firm board, they don't damage them too much.
He made all those sacrifices years and years and years ago. And he deserves every credit that Australian darts has now is attested to Simon Whitlock.
Over to you, David Hatter.
You've got those young up-and-coming dart players and those that are going through the ranks there. They would be looking at Simon as going, well, he's been able to make a career out of it. If he can do that, it means that, anyone can do that, and I think that Simon quite likes that too, that he likes that he's been the benchmark, and it's good for him. He deserves that. He's worked hard for it.
I think the day when I'm ready to hang up the darts, it'll happen, but I've got that passion inside me. I love playing darts still. As soon as I lose that, I think that's the end.